Welcome back to The Perspective with me, Florence Armein, and we're still talking to the Deputy KPK Chairman of KPK, Laode Syarif. Deputy, human resources is just one aspect of how KPK can perform better. What about adopting innovations of technology in KPK, in its may that prosecution or an intervention? Let me just give you quite an example. KPK recently worked with reveals that there are backdoor deals from pharmaceuticals, doctors, and hospitals. This in regards to giving out medical prescriptions. Yes. Now, the director for the Indonesian Consumer Foundation for Health, Marius Wijayarta, mentioned that it's a new modus operandi. Instead of giving doctors point blank a blank or money under the table, there's this technology. It's not new, but it's a new system or a new way to avoid getting caught is through by giving them an ATM card, correct? And then so that they can withdraw the money from the so-called bank account that is set up by the company or the pharmaceutical company. This is just one of a small example that KPK has to pursue. Now, how is there any plan of renewing or revamping the technology that KPK is using for future prosecutions and investigations?
Yes. We have a special a deputy within the KPK called it information and data, and one of the main function of that looking at the technology.
Right.
For example, computer forensic, computer investigation, those kind of things. You know. On the prosecution aspect and wiretapping also, for example, we have to be, to competing with the new technology so that we can track special kind of investigation, how to catch corruptors. But of course, some of the technology are very specific. Cannot be disclosed here. But I think the other aspect of it, on the prevention side, we are going to have a lot of application, user-friendly application. For example.
This is in development?
Some of them it is already. We are ready to be launched by the KPK. For example, in supervision and coordinations. Because, for example, as I told you before, there are 3 law enforcement agencies that have the authority to investigate corruption cases, which is KPK, Attorney General Office, and the police. And of course, we need to work together, so that's why we have these new applications. For example, we are going to work in the same platforms. For example, if we are starting investigating a new corruption cases in one particular areas, so that typing on your computers, it is automatically sent to the police and to Attorney General Office, so they have knowledge, the KPK already it's working on that particular case. At the same time, if they are going to investigate a case in certain areas of Indonesia, in certain provinces of Indonesia, automatically can report it back to us, so we can see, and we can even exchange data and information between them. So that's the follow-up by the KPK, and what we need now to launch it. It is already on trial between the Attorney General Office and the police, and usually the media, they do not interested on it, but this is something happening behind the doors between the KPK and Attorney General Office. The second things on for example, we are working with the Transparency International Indonesia, and they have this application called Check My School. For example, the parents and people around the school, they can of course, for example, every school, they have this called budget from the local government and also from the ministry, for example. So people, they want to know where the money goes. It goes to, for example, are there big equipments or new books or everything? So
new
in that
infrastructure.
application, so that new application, you can check it within your mobile phone and look at whether this actually money properly actually used or not. And the parents can actually control
monitor as well.
Monitor itself. And there are several other applications. And
so this is part of your effort in trying to track in more public engagement in terms of preventing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Efforts. Now, Deputy, one last question. A couple of weeks ago, Deputy of the Presidential Staff Office, Yanwar Nugroho, cited that corruption cases should be handled by only one agency, such as what is being done by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission or the Hong Kong Independent Commission Against Corruption. But this was disputed by Indrianto Seno Aji, saying this is challenging for Indonesia because that KPK cannot be the only single agency that fights corruption. But this is in line with the vision and mission of KPK to actually increase, to have better synergy with other law enforcement.
Yes, I agree with that because of course it may be good to have like one single agencies, but again, if you look at the reality, for example, KPK only have like less than 100 investigators, and we have to look after all the whole countries. It is almost impossible. So that's why we need to work with the police and the Attorney General Office. The most important one actually to create synergy. So the KPK will become kind of like a trigger mechanism for the police and Attorney General Office to start the investigation or to provide assistance if actually needed. For example, data, exchange of data and informations, and if they need a new technology, we may also contribute in assisting them. And of course, if they need support from the people, because most of the case actually, if you want to know, it is come from the people on the ground. It is the people who report corruption cases in the KPK.
Incidents.
Yeah, we receive about 7,000 a year of corruption. Of course, you cannot actually
get on every single case.
Single case. But sometimes, those reports actually, even for examples, domestic violence, they also report it to the KPK.
You see how much? Just tells you how much the public trusts KPK.
But then again, we ask them, why you are reporting domestic violence in the KPK? They say, because I already reported to other law enforcement agencies, but there's no action. Response. So that's why we send it to you. Oh, but we always actually, we really happy with the support from the people. Yeah,
especially from the public. Okay, one last question before we go. How has life changed for you since you were appointed as Deputy Chairman?
This is difficult. Because I used to work this, like 9 to 5 before, or sometimes also I have actually a night meeting, but it's not that much as today. Today I have to work like from 8 to 9 p.m. almost every day. And also, but working in the KPK is never dull, there is always something exciting.
Very dynamic, something always changes every day.
But again, I'll try to enjoy it. But of course, it's been kind of difficult, but I try to enjoy it. For example, I used to have, for example, like at 10 or 11 in the morning, I went to the coffee shop and buy my coffee, or sometimes typing on my computers in the coffee shop, but I couldn't do it anymore.
And now you can't have anyone buying you coffee as well.
Yes, of course.
Well, Deputy Laode, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We look forward to actually talking to you again in the next few months, perhaps right here on The Perspective.
I thank you, Florence.
Thank you. That has been our conversation with the KPK Deputy Chairman Laode Syarif right here on The Perspective. My name is Florence Armein. Thank you for watching Jakarta Group News Channel.